Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in the last episode, we were in conversation with Parth, my friend from IIT Madras, and he walked us through his entrepreneurship journey. If you're keen to get first-hand account from a first-time entrepreneur about his startup journey, please do check out that video. So Parth is currently principal product manager at a Silicon Valley-based startup called Eightfold.ai. Over the past many years, Parth has developed an expertise in product management. So in this episode, we try to understand from Parth what it takes to develop a career in product management. So let's get this conversation started. Hey Parth, so let's kickstart this discussion by trying to understand what does a product manager do. So can you tell our viewers what does a typical day look like in life of a product manager?
So product management is a very diverse job, and one kind of product manager might do very different, various set of activities versus another product manager, right? And it depends on two aspects. One is the domain. Um, for example, a healthcare product manager versus a fintech product manager. Uh, And the second part is what kind of area the product manager focuses on. There are growth product managers, for example, right? There are product managers that are focused on new products and innovation. There are product managers who only specialize on one part of the funnel. It could be payments, monetization, ads, so on and so forth. So based on what you are doing, your day might be different. Um, in any given day, right? There are four kinds of product work a product manager does. Number one is product market fit expansion. So here you will want to understand where does my product fit in the market? Are there adjacencies in the market that I can build products for, right? Um, so this usually does not happen in a regular cycle, right? This is a very strategic call. So it's not just product manager's call, but obviously they need to involve other stakeholders here. For example, in case of Eightfold, we are building products for the enterprise. But an adjacency that we can see here is, can we build product for state governments, for example, right? Solving the same problem of hiring and retention. So it's a different market, maybe the same product fits in, right? Or it could be reverse. So it could be the same market, but a different kind of a product solution might work. For example, you have a product that focuses on hiring, but can you build a product that also focuses on internal mobility, right? Same market of enterprises, but a different sort of product that uh, an adjacent product that fits the bill. So one kind of work is product market fit expansion. Hope I have explained this appropriately. The other kind of work is growth work. Now here, a product manager tries and figures out how to acquire more customers or retain them or prevent churn. Those kind of uh, you know uh, activities. So here, the product manager must be really data savvy and look at the metrics of how they are able to acquire customers, where are they seeing the most churn, how can they prevent it, how can they retain their customers further, right? And that will involve some kind of product work, but mostly it requires experimentations and optimizations. The third kind of product work is scalability work. Here, as the stage of the company changes, you might be an early stage company and now you are in the growth stage or late stage company. You would see that some of the existing product that you have built is not scalable. For example, your tech is not scalable to handle millions of transactions as opposed to thousands of transactions that you were doing, or your user experience, which was catering to a fixed community of people, and now as the market has expanded, is not able to handle the entire market, right? So this is the scalability work This is the third kind of work. Um, the fourth work is feature work. Now, most product managers get mired into feature work, which is you are in the same market and the same product, but you need to build in more features to satisfy that same market. So much of product management is thought of as feature work, but there are four different kinds of works. In any given day, you will be thinking about what's the best kind of work that I need to do to propel my product forward. And then who do I need to talk to understand or glean the insights for my product?
Great. So that gives us a broad canvas of things that a typical product manager does. Parth, can we tell our viewers next, what are some of the primary skills that are required to be a good product manager?
Product management somehow falls in the intersection of art and science. Many a times you would be asked to take decisions that are not entirely black and white. So I've seen people thrive coming from various backgrounds, right? You can be a science student, you can be an art student, but the primary skills that are required is that number one, you should be able to handle ambiguity really well. Things will be really murky, but being able to distill it down into clear insights from a very murky situation is a skill in itself. This is what also good entrepreneurs do. They are able to observe an underappreciated problem and connect the dots to try and solve them. So this is going to be skill number one. The second skill is connecting the dots, which is you have uh, an understanding of the problem, but you also have an understanding of how to go about an initial understanding of how to go about solving it. Or you can get people together to decide what are the best ideas to solve for it, right? So the second skill is the ability to connect dots. A third skill is to have utmost curiosity about certain situation, because product management is much about understanding your users very well. If you do not have the curiosity, you will miss on the insights.
Great. So that lays out a very clear framework for someone who is evaluating whether product management is the right career path for them or not. Can we now tell our viewers how to get into a product management role? So let's say for someone who is in college currently and want to become a product manager, or for someone who wanted to become a product manager but could not get into a PM role directly from the campuses, or if someone is currently working in some different field and want to switch into product management. So for all these people, how can they think about entering into a PM role?
Product managers, as I said, can come from a variety of different backgrounds. But you understand product management only by doing product management. That you do not learn it from a B school. You will not learn it at your undergraduate or master's programs. You will have to build products, right? So I think the surest way or the easiest way for you to get into product management is to build products. You can, create, if you are an undergraduate student, then create teams, partner with, a few other folks, uh, decide on an idea, brainstorm on an idea, build a product, go test it out with users, see how they react to it, right? Note down all your learnings and insights from that. Uh, it may not even be, completely fully functional product. You can, create certain prototypes or wireframes and get it tested and see how the users react. Note down those insights and think about what improvements you can make to that product. That's a good portfolio to build, right? So if you have done such experiments before, you can create portfolios around these experiments and the insights that you have gained from them, and create a deck and send it out to the companies that you would want to work with, right? So that is, in my opinion, the best way to understand, learn product management, and then get a job in product management. For folks who are already in a company, and if there is a product management organization within that company already, you can try and see internally if you can switch to that organization. You can ask your manager. Um, uh, it's also fine if you have some collaborative projects between your department and the product organization department. Um, and then if you like that work, you can switch. If you do not have product organization within that company, I think you should quit. But yeah, primarily because I I think that in the modern day, uh, creating, building products that solve problems is a necessity, and every company is doing that. So each company should have some kind of product org. Uh, if you do not have a product organization in your company, you can find a startup that is hiring for a generalist, right? Many startups are early stage startups usually look for people who can do multiple things at once, um, be it marketing, data analysis, or whatever your core competency is. You can start by entering that startup with that core competency, but you will have larger leeway to expand your skill sets into other areas as well, including product management. So if you want to get a taste of product management, an early stage startup would be great for you. However, if you want mentorship as you grow in the product management role, it's always good to join a larger organization where you will have the right mentors to guide you. So for for different people, there'll be different advices. So if you're a student, build a product, right? If you are in a company that has a product org, try and switch. And if you're in a company that does not have a product org, then join an early stage startup.
Yeah, that was very comprehensive and well laid out, Parth. And I'm sure our viewers would be clearer about how to think about developing a career in product management now. So, Parth, let's say if someone wants to take that plunge, can we tell them, some of the watch outs or pitfalls that they can face? So let's say if you reflect back, are there some days when you, feel why the hell am I a product manager? And if there are such days, what are the typical challenges that you face?
That's a great question, and frankly, such days and specific situations vary from person to person. For example, right, if you are not a people person, then it'll be hard for you to handle conflicts, right? And there'll be conflicts. Right? There'll be several ideas floating. There'll be stakeholders who may not agree with you all the time. You might get some feedback from customers that you may not be able to take. So if you're not a person who is able to handle conflict, cannot confront situations with people, you might find it very hard. On the contrary, on the other side, right, if you are a people person, but you can't go deep into a problem, understand the technology, have the focus and the patience to work with engineers, then you'll face a different kind of problem. So depending on the day and the situation and the kind of role you are in, you might face several different challenges. However, these are all situations which are meant for you to take as an opportunity and grow. One cannot master all the skills that are required to perform exceedingly well at a job on day one. Right? It will take time. The important thing is to be able to identify what are your strengths and what are some of the weaknesses, and work on them actively. So one of the important skills which is sort of prevalent across, which should be prevalent across all kind of roles, is the ability to introspect. and reflect on what went well and what did not go in a given day or week, and being able to actively work on that. So I think the challenges will vary uh, in any given day and situation, but the ability to reflect and act upon them will what set you apart.
Right. That was really amazing, Parth. So not only for the folks who want to get into product management, for the existing product managers also, those are some really good words of wisdom if they can incorporate some of those advice and like become better at their jobs. So Parth, before we wrap up this episode, one last question to you. If you were to go back and give one piece of advice to your 18-year-old self, what would that be?
Your yoga and meditation. It's never too late. Meditation has really helped me focus and appreciate the small things in life, which are very important, as life is fleeting, right? We get hung up on getting to the next thing, but what is in front of us just passes too quickly.
Very well said, Parth. Yoga and meditation has helped me tremendously as well. And what you said on admiring the little things in life has struck a chord with me, and I'm sure it might have struck a chord with a lot of our viewers as well.
Thank you, Utsav, for inviting me. It was a lot of fun, and I hope this helps everyone viewing.
Thanks a lot, Parth, for taking out time to be on our channel. I'm sure this will benefit a lot of people. And I'll see you super soon. And we'll continue to bring to you more such in-depth first-hand experiences from people who are successful in their diverse areas of work. So stay tuned and see you all next week.